last fire will rise. The last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice so clear.
Hello, YouTubers. So today I wanted to talk about another game in my gaming group. We typically play Last Night on Earth, the zombie board game. That's kind of the whole reason that we started. But we also play other games from time to time, which will include, superhero-based games or, a lot of horror games, a lot of horror-based games we seem to play. So I finally got around. One of the regulars brought in Zombies with 3 exclamation marks. Zombies, the board game. It was one that I had been wanting to try, that I had heard of when I started looking into zombie board games. One that I had heard of before, so I had always been interested to try it. So we finally got a chance to try. So with this game, it's different from Last Night on Earth. What you do is you start with a centerpiece of the board. And then you all start, you have, there's like several different colored little figures, little miniatures. They all basically look like the same person, and it's just different colors, so each of you picks different colors. And if I remember, I think it can be up to 6 players. I don't recall, but, so you'll start in the center of the board, and then again, if I remember, there was a certain amount of, hearts and zombies and bullets that start there. Then, as each person takes their turn as you go around, you will pull out another piece of the board, and so you kind of slowly start to build your game board as you go along in this game. Now, each of the board pieces that you put on will have a certain number of zombies that go on them, a certain number of hearts, and a certain number of bullets. Some of them will actually have none, but most of them tend to have a certain number of each of those items. The hearts and bullets, what the hearts do is obviously that's your energy, so you can pick up extra hearts as you travel all over those spaces, but with hearts you can only have up to 5. Bullets are unlimited, and what bullets do is when you roll the dice to fight a zombie, if you happen to lose the fight, you can use the bullets to get up to the number roll that you need in order to defeat the zombie. So you can spend bullets to defeat the zombie when you may have lost. So what you'll do is you roll a dice to determine how many spaces your figure is going to move. You will then move that many spaces, and if you come across a zombie, you have to fight them. Or if you happen to come across a heart or a bullet, you pick them up. After a fight with a zombie, you can continue to move. And for that matter, at the very start of your turn, what I forgot to mention, if there's a zombie in your space when you start your turn, you have to fight them first. Now, if you lose to a zombie and choose to just take the wound, you lose a heart, and you have to continue to fight them until either you're dead or the zombie's dead. Again, you have to roll a 4, 5, or 6 to defeat the zombie. If you roll less, you can spend bullets. So, for example, say you roll a 3, you can spend 1 bullet to kill the zombie. Now, in order to win this game, you have to either be the first person to kill 25 zombies, or be the first person to get to the helicopter fighting the zombie that's on it, once that shows up on the board. So, as you go through, everybody's putting new pieces of the board out, and eventually the helicopter comes out, and you'll need to get onto that to get out. With each of your turn, you also get to move zombies, so you can try to move them into a space with one of the other people. And to try to screw them over, or you try to move them somewhere where people have to go. Overall, before don't let me forget, there's also cards, and those cards will help you. They'll give you the ability to various abilities. They'll give, basically, they'll give you various extra power to your fight, or stuff like that, where you can add to a roll, some stuff like that, like you would imagine. So anyway, basically, my group, most of them didn't seem to really enjoy this that much. personally, I thought it was pretty cool. It wasn't great. It wasn't one that you'd play over and over and over, but it's one that I thought was really cool. You know, if I could find it for cheap, I would definitely get it to add it to my collection. It's not one that necessarily I would say you rush out and get. That's, I wouldn't say it's a must own, but I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty fun. Definitely, it's not as good as Last Night on Earth. In any way, to be honest. I mean, the figures, particularly like the hero character. There was only one character. There wasn't really much of a character to it. It was just the piece, and they're all just the same guy, different colors. The zombie miniatures are pretty cool, and in fact, this game has a lot of expansions, so you can get a lot of different pieces. But overall, just Last Night on Earth is a lot better. Kind of like the main complaint we had was it's like as we got maybe halfway through or maybe a little more, we kind of got to the point where we were like just ready for the game to be over. So it was a little it's a little repetitive and a little simple. There's not really much to the game, so that's why it's not it wasn't that interesting. Like I mean, like I said, I still liked it. It'd be the kind of game I'd play from time to time, but not the kind of one I'd play over and over and over. This game does have a lot of expansions. But from what one of our friends, he owns all the expansions, and he said it doesn't really add much to the game. Although I do have to say, one of the expansions I saw adds zombie clowns, and you know how big of a fan I am of evil clowns, so zombie clowns are just awesome. So that it's almost to me, it's worth it if I could just pick up the base game somewhere if I can find it on sale for cheap or something. It's almost worth it to me just to get that, just so I can get the zombie clown expansion. So overall, like I said, it's a game I recommend you play if you can find it cheap, or if a friend has it, play it just for the sake of it's a fun game, but it's like I said, not the best zombie game I've ever played. I'm sure Last Night on Earth will always be that. It's all right. It's cool, but it's not one that's like a must own. Okay, thank you, YouTubers. Have a nice day.
Cry, little sister.